I love Trump. He's not like he's not a Nazi at all. Like I for a moment I got excited. Nah, I just know you, bud. No liberal or conservative. He knows me. Yeah, what do you know, Trojan horse daddy? He knows me, bro. He's your most parasocial chatter. Yeah, he knows me because I fucked his mom. I'm not political, bud. I just know you and I hate you.
Nevada, former President Donald Trump stoked fears about
Whoa, show me some backbone. You know I'm liberal. Please teach me more, senpai. All right, shut the fuck up, dumbass. Come on, be fucking better. Be better at bait, brother. Be better. This is fucking boring. Give me something good. Like, you only, brother, you spend all day in a fucking message board, and this is you literally spend all fucking day in a goddamn message board, and you're like, all right, I'm going in, boys. And then you fucking come in here, and you're like, I know you, bud. I'm a liberal, senpai, notice me. That's fucking pathetic, dude. What kind of, what kind of lobotomy recipient ass fucking bait is that? Give me something better.
Undocumented immigrants coming across the U.S.-Mexico border. Par for the course since the day he rode down the escalator and declared himself a candidate for president back in 2015. But the themes and choices of his words this weekend are significant. The former president again repeating language that echoes white supremacists. Trump saying that illegal immigration is poisoning the blood of our country. And on Sunday, that migrants are invading from foreign prisons and mental institutions. Suffice to say, he offered no proof for any of that. Among others, former New Jersey governor and Trump GOP rival Chris Christie called Trump disgusting and his words dog whistling. The Biden campaign, meantime, responded to those poisoning comments, saying that Donald Trump parroted Adolf Hitler. Now, is that a fair comparison? Let's dig deeper. About 15 years before he systematically murdered millions of people, Hitler put that phrase in Mein Kampf, quote,
bro, I said this yesterday. It's like, I don't know if these people remember, like, Trump quite literally said, Mexicans are rapists. And then everyone was like, oh my God, finally, a breath of fresh air. Once you, if that's how you fucking knock it out of the park, there's not that many different avenues you can go to like level up the racism. Yeah, of course he's going to start being like, oh yeah, immigrants are poisonous. But he had to go poetic with it. Now, it's wild to see the CNN. It's wild to see CNN coin, fucking post Mein Kampf.
Great civilizations died out as a result of contamination of the blood, calling it a poison to the national bloodstream and infecting public life. Hitler was warning about German blood being, as he described it, poisoned by Jews. At his prior event in New Hampshire last month, Trump also used the word vermin to describe his political rivals. Comments that were condemned by President Biden as well as language you heard in Nazi Germany.
Yeah, he called who vermin, by the way? Leftists. Which I swear to God, Biden and fucking Trump agree on that, for the record. Please talk about him being banned from the election in Colorado. God, liberals, fucking cool it in your panties, man. I know. I already fucking briefly mentioned it. I know! Breaking news from Colorado. I know, motherfucker. What do you want me to do? I tweeted about it. Go check my fucking tweet. Like, look at this guy. Calm down, man. I know.
Now, is that an accurate claim? Hitler's Nazi Party came to power partly by pounding the idea that the German government was being overrun by Marxists, something that Trump has suggested now is happening in the United States for years.
God damn it, dude. It's hard not to love Trump. He got CNN to defend Marxists, bro. Like, CNN immediately going back to their old ways of being like, oh, yeah, we hate Donald Trump. I can't believe he's attacking Marxists. Have you guys seen this? Just like the Nazis did. Like, there is something to be said about the negative polarization against Donald Trump that ends up creating so many fucking liberal allies. It's crazy. Immediately, they're like, well, you know, famously, the Nazis hated the Marxists, just like Donald Trump. It's like they hate Donald Trump so much they fucking love Marxists now. They love accurately telling the history. When the fuck do you ever hear from any liberal institution the famous poem of first they came for the communists? When have you ever heard that from liberal outlets? Never. They rarely ever talk about it. If anything, they literally will even make it seem like Nazis were also socialists, national socialists. You know what I mean?
When he wrote about rooting out Marxists and Jews,
I've argued before that if Trump were handling Gaza in the exact same way Biden does, the liberals would be standing up for Palestinian human rights. Oh, 100%. I said that as well. That would be the... People ask me, like, what do you think would be different about Trump versus Biden's handling of Gaza? It would be 100% identical, while simultaneously, instead of saying, oh, we got to stop the genocide... Or not genocide, they would never say genocide. Joe Biden says, oh, you got to stop killing civilians, Jack. What the fuck? Trump would be like, it's fucking awesome that you're killing every monstrous barbarian Palestinian dog, right? However, the one thing that would be different, and I've said this since day fucking one, would be the reception of that message. When Biden says, oh, yeah, we got to do restraint, Jack. Come on now. Oh, well, whoa, don't kill so many babies, Jack. When Biden says that, liberal media goes, yeah, that's so fair and so balanced, so wonderful. Thank you, sir, for being the voice in the room. He's doing everything he can to stop the carnage. If Trump said that, and he does say shit like that all the time, there's no better evidence of that than like literally the immigration border policies and stuff, right? When Trump says that, CNN has to be like, that's bad and that's wrong. So yes, there would be objectively more Democrats in the fucking streets, more liberals in general, that immediately reacted to Israel's genocidal actions in Gaza. It would not be better overall. I'm not saying that at all. Because ultimately, reacting to the government and like protesting against the government doesn't actually change all that much. The Orange Man bad people were right. Yeah, of course they were. I've said this about liberals and how they changed their minds about Black Lives Matter. This is not made up. Back in 2014, 2015, 2016, when I was at the Young Turks, I would write articles about and I would cut videos about Black Lives Matter and how I supported it and how you should too. You know who didn't support it at the time under the Obungler administration? Liberals. Liberals did not support BLM until Trump negatively polarized them to defend Black Lives Matter. Liberals, including the Pod Johns, as a famous-ass example. The Pod Johns, Pod Save America, was not pro-BLM. They were anti-BLM. Even into the Trump administration, they were critical of BLM until Donald Trump shit on Colin Kaepernick and shit on Black Lives Matter. Then everybody turned and were like, BLM is great. Throw up the black fist. Obama himself said that the protesters in Ferguson were, I forget the word he used, but he used a racialized term. Either it was uppity or something along those lines. I remember him saying and using like a white supremacist. You say, oh, he said thugs. Yeah, it was thugs. It wasn't uppity. Sorry, but it was. Yeah, that's what he said about the Ferguson protesters. So, yeah, uppity was Ruth Bader Ginsburg on Kaepernick. Yep, sorry, I mixed and matched my liberal icons. Ruth Bader Ginsburg called Colin Kaepernick uppity. Yeah. So, my point is, liberals don't have any fucking coherent worldview in many instances, and they just basically look to what the Republicans are saying and then say, that's bad. I know that they're bad guys, so I should fucking be against it. That's usually how that works, especially when it's like a charismatic figure such as Donald Trump, which everybody loves to hate, and everybody loves to love on the other side. Uppity is a racist term, ? Yes, it is. I mean, it's almost exclusively used about black people. Like, in and of itself, in a vacuum, it's not. But historically, and like, it's a term that is definitely racialized against black people. It means like a person that doesn't know their status, that doesn't know their place in society. It's about black people in the sense that, black people that don't know their place in society, that is like lower than white people, are speaking out of turn. That's what that's the implication behind it. Why did you say it then? Because I'm racist, dog. That's why I said it, because I'm a fucking white supremacist racist. I only support Black Lives Matter since like 2014, 2015, or when it first started, specifically because I'm so racist. I want to play on New Game Plus difficulty. Like, people don't understand this. Like, I'm not a regular kind of racist. I'm the kind of racist that wants to like live in a world that is anti-racist so that it's even harder for me to be racist out and about. That's why I've been doing anti-racist agitprop for the past 10 fucking years, so that people, correct me all the time and make it so much harder. Anyway. Yeah. The weighted training gear method. Exactly.
Hitler wrote, quote, "There was time enough at home at least to exterminate this vermin." The Trump campaign did respond to criticism over his speech this weekend, saying that Trump's speech was great. They previously shot down that vermin comparison this way: "Those who try to make that ridiculous assertion are clearly snowflakes, grasping for anything because they are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome." And they added this:
"Nice.
Their sad, miserable existence will be crushed when President Trump returns to the White House." An interesting choice of words there, Brianna.
Certainly. And here's the thing. Trump's interest in Hitler and Nazi Germany...
Bro, this shit is so 2015 coded. I love it.
It's not a recent development. Several journalists have documented it. Michael Bender of the Wall Street Journal wrote in his 2021 book about how in 2018, Trump told his then chief of staff, retired four-star General John Kelly, as Kelly was explaining to Trump who the allies and enemies were in both world wars, quote, "Well, Hitler did a lot of good things," praising the Fuhrer for his economic policies. Now, Kelly pushed back as Trump reportedly persisted speaking positively about Hitler. Trump later denied making those comments. But in 2022, Susan Glass...
Damn, bro, Trump is... I mean, a lot of what Hitler did on the economic policy front is unironically things that the capital owning class want. Like, he's not off base, okay? Like, what do you mean? Who do you think he aligned with? Oh, National Socialism? Get the fuck out of here. It was nothing to do with socialism. They butchered all the fucking socialists immediately. The entire point of fascism was to, put some safeguards and create a new order so that capitalism could continue. Motherfucker went on a privatization streak, an abolition of trade unions. You know what I mean? It's like literally is just straight up down to the fucking wire, everything that the American capital owners want. Also, did she just say the Fuhrer? What is that?
Back as Trump reportedly persisted speaking positively about Hitler. Trump later denied making those comments. But in 2020,
no, she didn't. She did Hitler.
Susan Glasser and Peter Baker wrote in their book, The Divider, about how Trump, frustrated by his military leadership, exclaimed to Kelly as well, "You effing generals, why can't you be..."
We have two conflicting opinions. Lol, the term privatization was coined when describing Nazi Germany's economy. That's one chatter. Where's the other chatter? Nazi Germany did privatization? What the fuck are you saying? Maybe they hate, maybe she's secretly a fan of Hitler. That'd be so sick. Maybe I should use guest star to make chatters fucking fight one another.
Be more like the German generals. Which generals? Kelly asked. The German generals in World War II, Trump responded.
I want to understand, was the economics of Nazis good or bad? That would explain their military superiority. I don't know. What? Their military superiority? The only thing that they were superior in was catching the fucking French off guard. That's it. The fuck do you mean? They got shellacked, brother. What are we talking about? They notoriously were not popping off. What the fuck? And also, their economy wasn't great at all. What the fuck are you talking about? Reprivatization coined the Nazi regime's efforts to denationalize sectors of the German economy. Nazis were capitalists. Like, Nazis' number one enemy were, first and foremost, communists, which they thought was a Jewish ideology. Like, yeah, they hated Jews. And also simultaneously were like, yeah, you know, cultural Bolshevism. The Jewish ideology of communism and socialism is like destroying the country. I think that there is definitely a very real Red Scare propaganda that has stopped Americans from knowing the truth about like the Nazis' hatred against the Jewish ideology, in their words, of communism. And I think that they do that because, like, we also, during the Cold War, hated communism, right? So that's the reason why, like, they didn't want people to know about, like, what Nazis hated and why they hated what they hated, right? However, that then creates this weird phenomena where a lot of Americans can't comprehend why current modern American Republicans, who are reactionary, are almost identical to the Nazis, if not directly fucking Nazis. That literally stems from Red Scare era, horrifyingly bad American historical education on World War II. We were so horny to prop this idea up, an entire nation terrified of like the communist scourge, the communist mind virus, that we ended up ceding ground to the fucking Nazis. And now they run the fucking show. They won. Their ideology lives on in the hearts and minds of the American consciousness. They literally say identical shit to the Nazis, while everyone is fucking predisposed with socialists. Socialists in the fucking shadows. Scary socialists everywhere. Think about that, man. Think about that. There is no more damning of an indication that the fucking Nazis won than having the modern day Republican Party motto resemble, and their main villains resemble identically the villains that the Nazis had, for the exact same fucking reasons too. Think about that. It's Patton chatter. I think the general you're talking about in World War II that said, we fought the wrong enemy in World War II, which, you know, he said a lot of racist shit, not just that. Are you calling the Republicans Nazis or communists? What are you, crazy? Why would I say the Republicans are socialist, dog? Nazis, one is the new America deserved 9/11. It's not. It's just the fucking truth. It's crazy to me to say this when, like, yeah, Germany lost, Nazi Germany lost, but Nazism as an ideology thrived and still does. Sure, people don't fucking dress up with the swastikas and shit, but American fascism is not unique nor dissimilar to Nazi fascism at all. It's just packaged with the fucking flag, the American flag, and sold to you under the auspices of being able to eat as many jalapeno poppers as possible so you don't even fucking see it. Think about it this way. Think about it this way. Nazis hated trans people, queer people, disabled people. So do the Republicans. Nazis hated Jews, said that Jewish people are responsible for the dangerous ideology of communism and also responsible for what? The Great Replacement, replacing the pure white German folk with immigrants and moral degeneracy. Who else does that sound like? Oh, that's right. Motherfucking modern day Republicans. They just simply don't say Jews. Some of them do. Not all of them say Jews. But that's the only difference. They say one Jew. They only say George Soros. So I guess they're not anti-Semitic. They don't say all Jews are responsible for this. They say one Jew. George Soros is responsible for it, so it's not as anti-Semitic. They don't say cultural Bolshevism. They don't say cultural Judaism. They don't say cultural Bolshevism. They say cultural Marxism. They haven't even changed the terminology that much. They barely fucking massaged it.
You do know that they tried to kill Hitler 3 times and almost pulled it off, Kelly said, but Trump insisted, no, they were totally loyal to him. That model of the Third Reich, bastardized as it was how Trump wanted the American military modeled, the book claims, but this isn't new as well. Let's rewind all the way back to 1990 when Vanity Fair reported that Trump's former wife, the late Ivana Trump, had told her lawyer that Donald Trump occasionally read from a book of Hitler's collected speeches, My New Order, which he supposedly kept in a cabinet by his bed. And a friend of Trump told the magazine on the record that he had given Trump the book, saying he thought Trump would find it interesting. Now, Trump denied this, saying, quote, if I had these speeches, and I'm not saying that I do, I would never read them.
I love that. Dude, I love that. He's like, these are very scary materials. I would never read them. Even if I had them, I would never read them. It's like, dude, what? That makes it seem like you have them and you read them. And I don't even believe you can read, dog. Like, it's a very normal thing. You could just literally be like, yeah, I read it to understand pure evil or some shit. You know what I mean? In order never to repeat it again. Like, you could just say a normal thing in that situation. Like, I've read fucking Hitler's speeches on the broadcast. That doesn't mean I'm fucking a fan of Adolf Hitler, dog. You know what I mean? There's a difference between reading and understanding how fascism has taken root. Versus, I don't know, having like Hitler's teacup or something in your fucking house and routinely using it when your guests are around.
More recently, Trump has unapologetically entertained anti-Semites. Trump had Nick Fuentes and Kanye West as dinner guests just last year at Mar-a-Lago. Fuentes, well known as a white nationalist and a Holocaust denier. Trump's team saying that West invited him without their knowledge. Still, Kanye West just the month before threatened to go, quote, DEFCON 3 on, all caps, Jewish people. West had, according to one of his former business executives, praised Hitler and what the Nazi Party achieved for the German people. So we're seeing a pattern, and the pattern here very clear.
It was an immediate